Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we gotta fight, and I'm gonna win the fight. It's simple as that. Cause I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
See, when you're in top shape, you give a straight 400, 500 straight punches, you only got a trip.
I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you say about me. You're not in the position that right. I'm in to even be on the same level of me.
Pick utterly hypothetical fights that are never going to take place except somewhere in your mind.
Of the money issue, that was their cash cow, and
But hell, you could have been their cash cow.
Listen, they don't think like that.
Floyd Mayweather's an all-time great. Terence Crawford, I think, will turn out to be an all-time great.
Yeah, every time it's a fighter from the past, from the present, or a fighter that's going to be in the future, they're going to keep comparing them to Floyd Mayweather.
To pass the torch. Nobody passed the torch to Terence Crawford.
He took it.
Terence Crawford, at the absolute peak of his power, is finished with whispers and debates. On live broadcast, he made his intentions frighteningly clear.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, who's beating me? You think I would tell you? He ain't fighting anymore.
I'm not worried about all that, my man. Floyd is undefeated. Nobody can beat me. You already know that, man.
Is Floyd better than you? You were there. I'm talking to. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis. You knew I was gonna pull up. Okay, that's a no. That's a no. Floyd's not better than you.
This isn't just a call-out, it's a promise. Backed by a trail of dismantled champions, Crawford has made it clear he's ready for a true career-defining super fight, not one of Mayweather's staged exhibitions. In his mind, the debate is over.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? That's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, nah. They pay you a lot of money probably for taking the risk. And some older fighters want to test themselves and see if they still got it. And it's a business. Everybody know what we doing it for. Right. We like pit bulls. You see a pit bull. They got their ring, they got their judge, and they got the crowd around them to send them out there to kill each other. That's the same way with us.
This is now a matter of ultimate respect, and Crawford is ready to seize the crown by force.
When you look at my career, I paved my own way. I didn't piggyback off of any fighter. I fought my way up to the top. When you look at any fighter, from Floyd Mayweather to any of them, when Floyd fought De La Hoya, that was a whole big thing. Floyd was the B-side, and he beat De La Hoya, and then he started rising.
Terence Crawford's dismantling of Canelo Alvarez wasn't just a win. He entered as the challenger and left as the master, conquering yet another division with a display of brutal, calculated artistry that left the boxing world speechless.
Yeah, we're working. On a holiday where I blow a lot. Getting in. Let's get it. One of the greats do what we gotta do.
Did you watch the Terence Crawford Canelo Alvarez fight?
Yeah, I did.
Ooh, talk about slick. Oh my goodness. Who's ever done that? Who's ever jumped up 2 weight classes like that? It's crazy.
Scary.
He's so clever, and it got to the point where he got so comfortable, he's like pit-patting them, and then like, what? And you're like, watching, like, this is amazing.
Like, that's history, obviously. You shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to fight at that weight for the first time ever.
Against one of the greatest
greatest of all time, and do what you did. You're beyond an outlier. You're an anomaly.
But the most explosive moment didn't come from a punch. It came at the press conference. A beaten Canelo sat before the world, the room frozen in silence, and with one sentence, he did the unthinkable.
because I think Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
At one particular time, I did talk about, I did say Terence Crawford.
Okay.
Now, but what are we rating these fighters on? What are we rating these fighters on?
Floyd Mayweather's eyeball test.
That works.
You're eyeballing these guys. You watch Terence Crawford. You know why he has his problem getting the other welterweights in the ring with him.
Immediately, the debate exploded. Fans, analysts, and fighters turned social media into a war zone of opinions. Was Crawford's ruthless, switch-hitting brilliance truly greater than Mayweather's flawless defensive genius?
Floyd Mayweather never disabused himself of the understanding that he was a more of a backup counterpuncher than a go-forward counterpuncher, regardless of what he did to Diego Corrales, and that's a different kind of approach and effect than what Crawford achieved the other night. So
this public declaration inevitably reached the man synonymous with perfection. Yet Floyd's first response was almost unsettling in its calmness.
Just put on the show. One thing about me, I've heard it all. When I say heard it all, I mean, been around the world, competed against the best. When you talk about the Olympics, I competed against the best. Whether it was the world champion in the Olympics, whether it was the Cubans, I competed against the best. No matter Mexico, the pedigree of the Mexico boxing is truly unbelievable, but I competed against the best. My Uncle Roger Mayweather, you talk about Julio Cesar Chavez, he's an unbelievable fighter. My Uncle Roger fought him twice. He came up short, but he fought him twice. And it's always about competing and going up against the best. So Saturday, it is what it is. I'm Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather shared his thoughts on the Crawford versus Canelo fight, calling it good for boxing and saying the better man won. When asked if Canelo is past his prime at 35, he shrugged it off, noting that boxing takes a toll on the body. Classic Mayweather, keeping it brief while steering the conversation his way.
Here's why I say that. Bud is extremely skilled, right? Yet not as skilled as Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather made people look foolish, right? And so if I had to say who's the greatest I've seen, and Bud said it right, the best of an era and the best of an era, it's Floyd. But when I watched Bud against Canelo, there was this extreme skill on display, and there was a level of crazy that's different. There was a level of, and Floyd's extremely tough. Go back to Shane Mosley and the 2 punches he landed early in the fight and the way that he embarrassed him. I'm not saying that Floyd's not tough, Floyd's not a bad man, but there was domination inside that ring we saw this weekend.
He added that Terence Crawford has proven his own greatness by convincingly beating top fighters like Errol Spence and Canelo, highlighting both his courage and elite-level skills.
No fear in him in the way that he's attacked, gaining notoriety. Bud's been the baddest man for 12 years, but no one gave him credit because he didn't go tell you he was the baddest man. He didn't market that. He just went out and fought and beat people and knocked people out. So he had to move up and take the bigger fights and the better fights. And he was Errol Spence. We realized just how great he was. Canelo cemented him on what is the two-headed monster that marks the greatest of the 2000s. Floyd Mayweather is on that, and Bud Crawford is right next to him. I don't think we have to pick on who's better. I think they both dominated their...
Who do you think are the top 5 boxers?
Of all time. There's no disrespect to Floyd. I love Floyd.
No, I feel like...
How am I gonna put down a person as the greatest person in the world that I competed against and felt that the world felt that if anything, it could have been a loss. I mean, he knew going toe to toe with me early was career suicide. He like, I'm not going toe to toe with this. Floyd's not on my list.
Okay, so had you not fought Floyd,
I'm pretty sure I'm not on his list either. I'm pretty sure, right? But I'm just saying, like, as I'm a kid from boxing, I came in the same era with Floyd, so he wouldn't be my idol. Then people that I name are legends. These are people that I idolized that paved the way for myself. Mike Tyson's career was phenomenal. Pernell Whitaker's career was phenomenal. Marvin Hagler's career was phenomenal. Sugar Ray Robinson's career is, come on, man. Like, yeah, Floyd is great. He's just not one of my top. Yeah.
He also pointed out that Terence Crawford has cemented his greatness by decisively defeating top names like Errol Spence and Canelo. Mayweather highlighted Crawford's fearlessness and high-level skill, noting the bold way he's earned his reputation.
But it's so crazy, like, what goes on in today's time. And I want you to just notice this. You got Muhammad Ali. You know who they compare him to? Floyd Mayweather. You got Sugar Ray Leonard. You got, every time it's a fighter from the past, from the present, or a fighter that's going to be in the future, they're going to keep comparing them to Floyd Mayweather. People have to answer this question. If they keep comparing all these fighters from back in the day all the way to now, they keep comparing these fighters to me, that has to say something about me. I don't have to come on record and say I'm TBE. I don't have to come on record and say I did this, I did that. When it was my time, I did what I had to do. It's gonna be fighters that's gonna continue to fight. It's gonna be fighters that they're gonna continue to compare to.
Even after hanging up the gloves in 2017, Mayweather still lingers over the sport like a constant presence.
The former #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Floyd Mayweather.
I'm not no former #1 pound-for-pound fighter. I'm the best fighter in the sport of boxing. How am I not pound-for-pound the best fighter in the world? You tell me.
Because you retired?
But have I ever been beat? I already forgot who I'm talking to. I'm talking to Brian Kenny, a guy who's never laced up gloves a day in his life. We already know what I can generate, and we already know who's the face of boxing.
His name never leaves the spotlight. Whether it's an exhibition with legends like Mike Tyson, a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, or a headline-grabbing appearance, Mayweather knows how to stay relevant. Even in retirement, he casts one of the biggest shadows over the boxing world.
A Floyd Mayweather beatdown or one-sided win was much more of a paint job than what Crawford put together. Terence knows the language of the street as well as any other fighter. It's a very hard fight to pick, and I think it would depend on at what moment in Mayweather's career and at what moment in Crawford's career are we talking about that taking place. Obviously, we just saw what would appear to be the showcase Terence Crawford performance. Would you call Corrales the showcase Floyd Mayweather performance? Would you call Pacquiao the showcase Floyd Mayweather performance? I mean, where would you place that marker? Because I believe Floyd became a little bit more of a banker and was a little bit more conservative as he went along.
Yet behind his calm and calculated demeanor, the constant comparisons to Crawford appeared to hit a nerve. And off camera, an even more explosive story was starting to take shape.
When you lose, the promoters don't want nothing to deal with you. That it's all about money. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, when you look at the politics, they all say, oh, well, this promoter got these fighters, this promoter got these fighters. I don't want to share it with you. You don't want to share it with me. So I'm going to in-house all these fighters unless some drastic amount of money can come and then we can both be successful on this fight.
Right.
But I don't want to give you leverage in your fighter taking my fighter's title. Now I don't have no title.
I don't have no leverage now. I don't have nothing.
So if I have 6 welterweight contenders like PBC had, and you got 2, because Manny Pacquiao left Top Rank and went to PBC. You got 2, Jeff Horn and Terence Crawford. I fight Jeff Horn, they freeze me out.
Seeing Crawford on his, have his best performance that he has ever had, versus Canelo. So it's like, whenever you try to compare Floyd's performance versus Crawford's performance, me personally, I believe that Crawford did a lot more. But if they both were to fight each other, if you would have put Floyd in his prime versus Crawford in his prime, who would y'all pick? For me personally, it would be so hard because I feel like they fight very similar, but